or good afternoon, or even good evening, whatever the case may be, depending on when you watch this. Uh, I've been asked a few times how to get the USS Franklin for the swarm missions. Um, there's no real easy way to get it. There's actually only two ways. The first is um, through the events that come out, the swarm events, and those are actually fairly easy to go through, but it requires you to do a lot of them. Um, and the average amount of blueprints you need is about 90 blueprints for the USS Franklin, as you can see right there. Um, Once you have them, the build time is about 8 hours or 8.5 hours, a little over. And you'd also need these, which are frequency modulators. You get these frequency modulators through attacking swarms. Um, Now, as you saw right there, swarms, well, as you saw right there, that's where you get the swarm things, or the frequency modulators. Forgive me. I'm still waking up. But as you can see right here on my USS Franklin, the sabotage, which is the main ability of the ship, it's completely to the ship itself. Is currently at uh, increasing the damage against swarm ships by 12,600, which is really great against swarm missions. And you might say that that is quite a bit. Uh, the baseline for it when you initially get it is like 4,800%. Um, but here's the thing about that. You saw my Franklin's tier and um, level. However, what you haven't seen, and it'll take me a little bit to get here to the Alpha Honori Haruna system. Forgive me. But, and I'm going to show you here really quickly if, there we go. There's a swarm. If you take a look here, it says straight up, very hard, with a strength of 359,607, whereas my Franklin only has 183,533. And you might think to yourself, there's no way in hell that I'm going to stand a chance against that swarm. And normally you'd be right. However, thanks to the Franklin, that's not going to be that big of an issue. Going in tier to a level 28 swarm, 605,484. Again, that's a lot compared to the Franklin's measly 183,000. However, the average power that the Franklin produces for damage when against a swarm is increased by however much that the sabotage perk is, which currently mine's at 12,600, as I already stated. And that gives my Franklin more than enough power to take out these swarms. Now, that doesn't mean that it can go indefinitely against these swarms, because it can't. It takes damage every time it attacks a swarm, and that's with any type of swarm. The higher level swarms produce more damage to my Franklin, but my Franklin will survive. And I'll uh, do a run here showing you here in about 4 minutes. But the level 26 swarms for my Franklin, which is currently at a tier 6, level 30, which is max level for its tier, can take out 40 level 26 swarms. It can take out 40 of them before it either is destroyed or has to go back for repairs. Actually, I think I was able to bump it up to 42 or 43. And that's quite a bit, especially for when you're doing these events that have swarms, swarm missions, the threat from beyonds and the threat from beyond heroics. That's great for those type of missions. Um, because every when you come up to something like the threat from beyond, you have to kill 75 of these swarms, and it doesn't say by swarm level. It just says one swarm cluster, or defeat a swarm cluster equals 1 point. So that's 75 swarm clusters in total. You could go easily to a level 15 swarm with my tier Franklin and take out 80 plus of these swarms. But when it comes to threat from beyond heroic, now you're getting into the level 26, level 28 swarm clusters. 28 produces 10 points, while 26 is only produces 1 point. And that's great for getting all these awards. And as you can see, I didn't place at all, so I didn't get anything from this. But the top reward is this right here. And that's a lot of stuff that you can use to upgrade your base, upgrade your research, your station, everything else. So, yeah. And I didn't exactly go over how you get these. It's just, only stated that you can get them in events, which is true. They'll come out with Franklin events, which will allow you to get the individual pieces as you complete each event milestone. However, there is one other way to get them, but the majority of you who are free to play players won't be able to go this way because what they will do is they will put up the Franklin in the store for people to buy. Those are the only two ways to get it. As you can see right here, they have the Mayflower on sale currently, at least for me, even though I don't really need it because I already have the Mayflower. But that's not what we're talking about. They will put the Franklin up in here for people to buy. And if you didn't really put two and two together, I already have the Franklin. However, when I was looking to show you the Franklin in the ship section, I could build another one. That is because of the fact that I did buy the Franklin initially so I could get it done and out of the way. And as I was completing other missions, I managed to get all the blueprints I needed to build another Franklin, which is nice. So if you didn't notice already, I attacked a 26 swarm, and normally that swarm would have destroyed a ship of the Franklin's strength, but it hasn't. And attacking two barely shows any damage on my Franklin at the moment. So that's really great. And the thing about that also is that every time you attack a swarm, depending on the level, you get more frequency modulators, which are needed in order to upgrade the Franklin. And currently, I need approximately 1.4 million frequency modulators. So I kind of got a ways to go to level up my Franklin, because it requires shield modulation along with some other stuff. But when you're tiering up your Franklin, one thing that I will stress is that with the power boost that it has to its weapon systems from sabotage, you don't need to upgrade your weapon systems first. Always upgrade your shield modulation first before you do anything else, because that shield modulation will help reduce the damage done to the Franklin. And the Franklin will still be able to do a lot of damage to these swarms. Now, does that mean that you want to use the Franklin for other fights and whatnot? Sure, you're more than welcome to do that, especially since that's a big part of how to get XP for it. However, the main thing that I will stress to everyone, and if you ever notice, I will use the Franklin strictly for swarm clusters. I won't use it for anything else unless I want to be a dick and attack someone with my Franklin just to rub sand in their eyes type of thing, or salt in their eyes, however you want to say that. But yeah, and here's a level 28 swarm, and I'm going to go ahead and have my Franklin attack him. Oh, there you are, Neo. I'll be paying you a visit later. But yeah, this is the best way. And as you probably noticed, all swarms, no matter where they're at, are all interceptor class, which means that the Franklin will automatically have an advantage over those swarm clusters. And that is due to the Trinity Circle, which I'll show you here in a minute. Man, getting a little slow there, Franklin. But the Trinity Circle basically states that Interceptor class are weak against Explorer class, which Franklin is an Explorer. And as you can see, that level 28 swarm did quite a bit more damage in conjunction to the 26 swarms that I had already attacked. However, the Franklin still has more than enough strength and health left to attack more swarms. And while we'll do that, let's head it back. I'm going to show you right here. As you can see right here, it's called the combat triangle, and it basically shows that the battleship is strong against the explorer is strong against the interceptor is strong against the battleship. When it comes to the survey, armada targets, and defense platforms, they don't have any weaknesses or strengths to any of that. So, when going into a battle situation, always remember the combat triangle, which whenever you go after something, select it, and if you look over to where it has your ship stats, it'll show its class and either a red down arrow or a green up arrow. And that will tell you whether it's going to be weaker against that ship or stronger against it. Just because it is weaker against a ship class doesn't mean that it can't take it. It just means it has a natural weakness against it. So always keep that in mind. I know I kind of went a little off from the Franklin, but all this information is good for anyone to know. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy helping you guys out. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, Uh, constructive criticism, especially, let me know, and I will see what I can do for whatever you want me to produce a video on. So, you guys all have fun. Keep those comments, questions, critical or constructive criticisms coming, and I'll make more of these videos. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.